Greetings metalheads, George here from No Nonsense Metal Reviews, back again with another new release review. 2026 so far has been absolutely stacked full of killer new releases. And this one, I mentioned a few weeks back in a little short that I did. This is album number 4, Haneda, from German Thrash Masters Cruel Force. Now this album, it's actually been out for a few weeks now, but it is so damn good, I thought it deserves to have its own review. So Cruel Force, if you're not familiar with, they hail from Germany. They really, I guess they were very much a Blackened thrash, Blackened speed metal band. I feel that they have, although they have retained that kind of Blackened thrash edge, I feel like they've veered much more directly towards good old Teutonic thrash with their more recent albums. They've actually been around since about 2008, if memory serves, and I won't talk about the background of the band or the previous albums too much, given that I have actually done a full bands you need to hear recommendation review on Cruel Force, so shameless plug there. You can check that out if you're interested in the previous albums. But this album, my goodness, this is absolutely first-rate, top-notch, high-quality thrash. I have been listening to this album, again, pretty much daily over the last couple of weeks. We've had some cracking albums already this year, and some very good thrashing albums as well. You know, from the likes of Creator, from the likes of Hellripper, and a bit more divisive, we've had Exodus. That said, Cruel Force, they are setting the thrash bar very, very, very high here. As I mentioned, with the previous albums, certainly the first two albums, Under the Sign of the Moon and Rise of Satanic Might, they were very blackened, strong black metal vibes there. Even with Dawn of the Axe, previous album from 2022, they were still quite blackened. This album, I feel like it's marginal. It's more like blackened around the crust, and inside it's just a solid frickin' ball of thrash, and it is start to finish absolutely stunning. So here's our lineup with Cruel Force: a four-piece of devoted thrashers. We've got Slaughter, Carnivore, Spider, and GG Alex. Cool names, cool stage names there. And you know, this album, it absolutely delivers. It's got this cool kind of, I don't know what the word is, a bit of an atmosphere. It's got this underlying kind of vibe to it. A little bit kind of, I guess, South America. I mean, you look at that artwork there, and it's got kind of, I don't really know the context to it, but it's got those kind of South American vibes there with all that architecture and the big statue, and yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It has this theme. Let's just say it's an underlying theme context, quite similar to Dawn of the Axe, in fact, visually and artistically. But damn, this album thrashes, and it really does have strong vibes throughout the whole album. There's little kind of tweaks and the sounds, or the, I guess, the riffs or the style of riffing, that really does remind me of, firstly, old school Testament. I'm thinking The Legacy, The New Order, that kind of era. I'm also picking up a lot of old school Creator, no surprise there, talking in terms of like Pleasure to Kill, Endless Pain, the early stuff. I even pick up little moments of good old Megadeth, in fact. Certainly on the, I guess, the first proper track, Whips A Swingin', which is a great title. There are clear nods to Devil's Island on there, and it just has a little bit of a kind of upbeat, boisterous thrash vibe. But just honestly, the whole album is just packed with killer crunchy riffs. I'm talking some of the best thrash riffs that I think I've heard for quite a considerable time. No overstatement there. Genuinely some of the best thrashing riffs I've heard in a while. There is a little bit of a kind of traditional heavy metal vibe in there as well. little bit of a speed metal vibe at times as well. So it's not all just blinding speed and neck breaking. We do get some more kind of musical flourishes thrown in. Vocals are strong as well. Good old thrash style. You know, no Bruce Dickinson, Rob Halford shrieks or anything of that grandeur, but the vocals really fit the thrashing music. This is energetic, powerful thrash. It's a good sounding album as well. Well produced, I would say. And it's just a ripping beast of an album. We get that kind of interesting intro that really does set the theme, gives it the vibe of the cross, and then it goes into Whips Are Swinging, which just thrashes you around the living room. Delightful thrashing in there. Seriously good drums as well. Does remind me of kind of Pleasure to Kill. Reminds me a little bit of Endless Pain. That kind of quite canny sounding drums, but it just works. Savage Gods, excellent. You can headbang to every track on this album. Certain tracks are really just made for a beer-fueled mosh pit. Guaranteed. Savage Gods is a particularly killer one. Sword of Iron, great one. Catchy choruses, tons of hooks throughout. Crystal Skull, a great instrumental piece actually, but again, serious atmospheres there. It's chilling stuff. Great stuff though, absolutely love it. Again, really good musicianship, really talented stuff. Instrumentals great, nothing to fault here, nothing sloppy about these guys. Killer riffs, killer leads, blinding solos, machine gun drumming, you know, rumbling bass. Warlords, that is a thrash anthem. Freaking brilliant stuff. It's, you know, you're just headbanging, air drumming along to the whole thing. Black Talon, another absolutely stunning moment. Again, I actually think that this is one of those albums, I've had quite a few of them recently, in fact, that, you know, side B is almost a bit stronger than side A. And I think that's fair here with, you know, the second half of the album has Warlords, Black Talon, which is killer, Titan's Awakening, seriously old school kind of Creator vibes there. Absolutely glorious stuff. Title track, Haneda, a 9-minute, I believe around the 9-minute mark. Lengthily epic thrash track. Does have those real solid old school vibes. I think it's fair to say Haneda, Cruel Force, serious old school thrash. You know, there's nothing crazy modern to it. It's just stripped back, very high quality premium thrash. Haneda, as I mentioned, a bit of a longer track, but it's a real standout. It's a real journey. I guess this is Cruel Force's the Call of Cthulhu, but with lyrics. You know, it's a bit of a bold statement. A great number though. Really catchy, really memorable. The riffs are absolutely glorious. In fact, if you're looking to go for a run or go for a workout or something, this is good, uplifting, motivational, energetic music to be listening to. At the same time, if you feel like just getting beer and headbanging, this is beer-fueled headbanging fuel, I suppose. Absolutely killer stuff. Love it. 9 tracks, including an intro. Just absolutely superb, high-quality thrash. Should also mention it's produced by Marco Brinkman. Not sure on Marco's other work, but he's done a fab job here. It's co-produced by Slaughter. And also, this is out through Shadow Kingdom Records, a US-based label, and they are a decent label, actually. They've got some great releases and great bands on their roster. I really do appreciate the album in parts here. It says on the back, tribute to Paul Di'Anno, dedicated to Paul Di'Anno and Ozzy as well. So, earning their metal stripes. Tribute to the gods. Cruel Force, Haneda, top class Teutonic thrash in the modern age. Right up there, in my opinion, with some of the other more modern killer thrash bands. We've got Vulture for one. We've got Knife. We've got tons of great bands, bubbling out the underground. Certainly those German bands I just mentioned. And also, not to forget, here in the UK, we've got some killer underground thrash as well, with the likes of Struck a Nerve, absolutely thrashing up a storm, and Thrasher Wolf, and Exorcism, and the list goes on. But if you dig in good old school thrash, and you're also into your more modern thrash, hey, Cruel Force have got you covered. It's just a damn fine thrashing workout. So, my friends, do check out album number 4 from the mighty Cruel Force. They are such a good band. Do check out the previous albums as well. Nothing to disappoint here. Just start to finish, blinding stuff. But check them out and let me know what you think. Hope you've enjoyed this humble review. Please do feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, and get involved in the discussion on Cruel Force. Awesome. But until next time, my friends, thrash, listen to Cruel Force, and of course, stay freaking heavy.